Jai Sri Krishna, and today we are going to be doing the Gita for beginners. But we have already entered the text, so actually, not only the beginners but everyone can really listen and learn about the Gita here. So Krishna explains to Arjuna that the body dies but the Atman is eternal. Wise men do not grieve over the dead or the living. Krishna now touches upon reincarnation. He says there was never a time when I was not, or when you or these kings were not. Nor will there be a time when we shall cease to be. The soul or the Atman cannot be cut, burnt, or dried as it transcends the five elements, namely the earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Krishna urges Arjuna to withdraw the senses from objects like the tortoise withdraws all its limbs within. So here he's saying that, and I have heard that, whether you cremate or whether you bury, the elements connect with the elements. Earth with earth, water with water. So even in the case of when you are cremated or whether it's buried, the same thing happens. But I have heard, because once I asked, why is it that the saints' body sometimes, we have heard of cases there that the body was not found. And the explanation these saints gave me is that they do not need to be buried or cremated to connect with the elements. They just connect with the elements after their death. So this is what I have heard. So now Krishna also says that don't get too attached, because everyone has to die anyway and you need to do your dharma actually. And he says you withdraw your senses from objects like the tortoise withdraws all its limbs within. Krishna emphasized he who is balanced in pleasure, pain is fit for immortality. Once Buddha was asked how he would describe himself. The Buddha answered, I am awake. Why is Krishna explaining this to Arjuna? Because he's emphasizing the point that he need not grieve about something that in any case is an illusion. And if you have heard my story, which I called my favorite story in the Yog Vasisht, there is a story that comes in the Yog Vasisht, which how it explains in I cannot, it's in a ludicrous way, really, it's strange way, how the world is an illusion. It's a very interesting story. So you may go back on YouTube and look it up. I think I've called it my favorite story in Yog Vasisht. King Janak had a dream where he was a beggar. So this he's talking now about Ashtavakra. King Janak had a dream where he was a beggar. He wondered which was the dream, that he was a king or a beggar. Ashtavakra replied, both are a dream. Thus was Ashtavakra Gita born, a masterpiece on Vedanta. What is Vedanta? Vedanta comes from two words, Veda and Anta. Veda, end or goal. The appendix to the Vedic hymns. It is believed that Vedanta explains the ultimate nature of reality. Wikipedia states the goal of Vedanta is a state of self-realization or cosmic consciousness. Historically and currently, it is assumed that this state can be experienced by anyone, but it cannot be adequately conveyed in language. So I think I will stop here, because then again it goes on to another topic, because there's a lot to ponder upon now. Now it is not as simple as it was earlier. So ponder upon it, think upon it, and I think by now you are ready to even look at my other chapters that I have mentioned in the Gita, because the Gita can be taken up after you've got the how it starts, and I think you can take it up from anywhere. And I think I often say that if you read about the Vedanta, read about Ashtavakra, you read the Gita, you read Yog Vasishtha, you read the Ramayana, eventually it all culminates to the same thing, if you can look beyond the words. So until next time, take care and God bless.